He's 17 years old, but the key thing for me, right, what we're looking at with wingers is physicals first, and by that I mean pace and acceleration. And then if they're also a good winger, then that's kind of a bonus. And thankfully, this guy is both.
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sunshine on Leyth. It's the start of Season 2. We're into the 7th tier. We've just had ourselves a lovely transfer window, scrounging for players here and there, essentially, is how it's gone. At one point, it was looking pretty solid, and then it just kind of drifted away from there. But as always, if you're enjoying the series, drop a like on the video. That would be fantastic. So, gonna just start off with the bad news, and there is some. And that is that, unfortunately, I was worried that this could potentially happen due to the way that it decides what team goes into what league. We are not in the same division as Blackhaven United this year. It's frustrating. They went into the Northern Premier League. That's what I expected to happen to us as well. But unfortunately, I think because it's done on, like, North and South, because we're slightly further south than them, there must have been another team in there that meant that there wasn't enough room in that division, so we are now in the Southern Premier League, or something along those lines. Frustrating to not be in the same division as Blackhaven this year, but my goodness, that means, it does potentially mean that there's more chance for us to potentially go and just win the league outright this year, and I honestly do believe, and I know you'll be like, wait, he's actually saying this? Yes. Normally I wouldn't say this, but I genuinely feel like we can actually have a crack at winning the league this year, because there's not that much of a skill gap, and I thought we got better and better towards the end of last season. We've signed some players that try to go more into that kind of style, and I think we've done so, and I think we're going to be much, much better this year, and I think if we carry on playing the way that we are, there's a real good chance that we could potentially go up automatically this year, but maybe I'm just jumping the gun and it will come back to bite me, because I have a strong feeling that Blackhaven will do something similar, although they have lost Owen Sinclair, Nick Sandy, and Jeff Symes Campbell, or whatever his name is, 3 of their better players, but they've surely gone and signed some quality as well along those lines. I think they'll still be just fine. I imagine their youth intake was probably pretty dope as well. So, we have a new kit sponsor, $7.5 grand. Very, very nice. We're going to need that money this year, believe me. And also, I'm going to put a link in the description, or somewhere around the video, to the Twitter accounts of Marvin Suarez and Thomas Stepanek, because they're bloody hilarious. They're not run by me, but the banter is good, and that's always a good sign. Now, you might notice, again, I'm not wearing a transfer outfit. I haven't had a chance to actually get it yet, so we will have it for the 3rd season. Do not worry about that. I'm pretty certain it's going to be Fisherman right now. That seems to be the way to go, and there's tons of options available for Fisherman. We even looked at actual fish costumes, but Fisherman seems to be the way to go. First player I quickly want to talk about, though, is Jacob Owen. He has signed a new deal. We had a bid from Hereford, who I think are actually in the same division as us, which is kind of interesting, but I guess we're newly promoted. But I offered him a new contract, so he's gone from non-contract to being on £250 a week. First one, Alex O'Keefe is back in on loan for the season. I know he's not fantastic, but he did a lot of wonderful work for us last year, so I thought, you know what, if we can get him back for free again this year, we might as well just have him around the club, even if we do find someone better. So Alexi O'Keefe is back for another year at the club, which is very nice. And there's one other lad that is too, and that is Danny Lawson. I figured he actually did an alright job last year, so I was determined to bring him back to the club for his 2nd year on loan from Whittam. So yeah, Danny Lawson and Alex O'Keefe are back for a 2nd year at the team, so it's nice to get some kind of continuity at least. But now on to the actual signings. And this is the first of those. This is the first signing I've ever actually paid money for. This is Ben Putnam Kitely, who's coming from Guiseley. He's 17 years old, but the key thing for me, right, what we're looking at with wingers is physicals first. And by that I mean pace and acceleration. And then if they're also a good winger, then that's kind of a bonus. And thankfully, this guy is both. We paid £400 for him. We may have got him for less, I don't know. But he's on a non-contract, so we could potentially lose him, which isn't great. But I was surprised, honestly, that they would let us have him. But there you go. So he's joined us. 12 acceleration, 13 pace, which is excellent. He's going to obviously continue to improve. Decent natural fitness as well. Very aggressive, good teamwork as well. But key thing, crossing and dribbling both at 10 is very, very strong for this division. And I think this guy is going to be a breakout star for us this year, and may well need to get him on a proper part-time contract midway through this year, frankly, because I'm concerned that we may lose him otherwise. But I think he's a really good piece of business. Passing decent, technique decent, work rate's pretty solid as well. Good determination. I think there's a lot to like about Ben BPK, as we shall call him, or whatever. And yeah, I think he's going to be one of the shining lights potentially of this division, despite only being 17. I can't believe they let us have him for 400 quid. Next up, a big signing. This is Liam Mottram, who is going to be the partner in crime to Ben Mills this year, and I think this guy's good. £110 a week. I was surprised, to be honest. Other clubs were interested, but I had to kind of pull the trigger early because of that, and I think we've got a good deal for ourselves here. Finishing of 13, first touch of 12, composure's only 8, and anticipation's only 6, but you can't have everything, but he's got decent pace and acceleration as well, so he'll be able to get in behind, make those runs for us. Not great in the air, but he's got a lot of core stats that I was quite interested in. So to have him partner Ben Mills this season, not a lot of negatives either, and that's another thing I was kind of keen to look out for. So he is going to be joining us this year as well. Him and Ben Mills up top could genuinely be a very, very potent strike force. Next up, a goalkeeper. It's Scott Wardley, who's coming from Belper Town. There was another guy I was looking at from, and I can't remember who it was. Oh, his name was Armitage, Scott Armitage. He was a left back, and he eventually ended up joining Belper Town, which was weird because we offered him more money and we're in a higher division than them, but I guess he just wanted to live closer though. So Scott Wardley's coming. He may well be our first choice keeper this year. I love Shay O'Donovan, I absolutely do, but I just felt like maybe we could do with someone slightly better, and we are looking at potentially another keeper as well. Then we have a loan signing. We've got Mark Jackman, who is a right-sided winger, just to sort of give us a bit more support there, because Adam Jones is falling, basically. He is falling like a stone in terms of his quality. So we need to make sure we've got options this year. So with Putnam Kitely, and now we've got Mark Jackman on loan from York City. Again, he's got the pace and acceleration. Crossing's not amazing, but he's got good dribbling as well. Then another free sign. All the signings are obviously free from here on out. It's Jack Holmes. He's going to come in and play as a DM for us. Now, his marking isn't fantastic. Got decent tackling, positioning and teamwork. You're going to have to work on that a little bit, but he's just okay across the board. Decent natural fitness. His acceleration and pace isn't bad. He's just going to give us extra bodies in that DM role. We do, of course, still have Elderkin, and I might bring back Callum Moles on a free transfer, to be honest. I'm tempted. He's been released by his club, so I might just bring him in if we can get him on a really cheap non-contract deal. So yeah, and again, obviously these guys have got appearance fees, but they're still relatively low. I think Jack Holmes' appearance fee is like £60 each appearance, which isn't bad. Then we have Ben Blythe, who is actually on a part-time deal. I was determined to make sure that we actually got this one tied down properly. Still only £25 a week, and I think he probably would have cost us more if we had him on a non-contract. So yeah, a left-back option. 14 acceleration, great agility, natural fitness. He's very pacey. Crossing and dribbling are okay. Marking, not spectacular. Decent-ish tackling, but he is only 17, remember. There's a long way for this lad to improve, and I'm confident that he will be able to do so with us. Now, obviously, he's not as good as the Armitage guy I was looking at. Armitage was basically this guy's physicals, but he had a much better technical side of things because he was like 23. So I guess it does make sense that he would be better than him. And the last one that's just come in, these all came in like yesterday, is Joel Nketiah, who's come in from, well, technically from Hemel Hempstead, but he's been released for a little while. He's a pacey centre-back. Got good heading. He's good in the air, which is really important to me. Marking and tackling are not fantastic, but again, he's only 19, so he's a younger one. But he's got good acceleration, good jumping reach, and excellent pace for, a centre-back at this kind of level. He's a youngster, And now, onto some guys that haven't joined us yet, but I hope they will. First up those is Harrison Webster, another option for that left-hand side. I just want to make sure we've got some bodies. Again, he's got the good physical attributes. Crossing and dribbling are not particularly fantastic. Neither is his marking, but he's got decent tackling. I'm taking a lot of punts on some of these guys now. Obviously, because he's just left the club from being on trial, we don't know his actual star rating, but I can assure you he's considered to be quite good by my scouts. So that's the main thing. We've also got Jacob Tabraham, who is another sort of player for that left-hand side, because we're still lacking a little bit on that left, because it is basically just O'Keefe at the moment. So I want to bring this guy in as well. Okay crossing, dribbling isn't fantastic, but he's got decent acceleration, pace is all right, and he's fairly tall, so he could give us a slightly different option there. And on that same note, we're also looking at Niall Ellis to potentially come in. Same kind of thing, a little bit shorter, decent physicals again though, crossing still not fantastic, dribbling pretty solid, determination and leadership pretty damn high. Passing is okay, vision's not great. Got decent work rate though, technique's not fantastic. But again, we'll start training some of these guys. They're a lot younger. We'll get them on some good individual training and try to boost the areas where we want them to sort of progress. That's what I'm really trying to focus on now. And the last of the players that I'm currently looking at, but of course there could be more, is this guy. This is Ruben Lao, who was at Burton Albion for a while. But if we could actually get this guy, he would be something else because he's got great physicals for an 18-year-old. 6'2", decent heading, marking, tackling, aggression. Bravery's not fantastic. Great positioning. I think he could really give us a run for our money at, as a centre-back. With the fact that we'd have Taylor, Owen, and if we had Lal as well, those three rotating around could really be excellent at this level. Now, he is going to cost us quite a lot of money. I think we're looking at just over £200 a week, but hey, if you're going to spend money somewhere, it might as well be in your centre-backs and your strikers, because that's really where we are relying on a lot right now. I think there's a really, really good chance that we could actually make something of ourselves this year. But hey, it could all change. And it would be rather good if both us and Blackhaven were able to get promoted this year. I think they will, obviously. But I think there's a good chance for us, because now we've got potentially, it might even be easier for us this way, because now we don't have to compete against them this year. We might have a chance at actually winning it outright, although that's going to be really, really difficult with some of the teams that are in this division. We are predicted to come bottom, of course, because that's how it works, but I'm still pretty confident. I think we're probably the lowest wage spenders in this division by a comfortable distance. So let's see what they are suggesting. Mottram and Mills, no surprises there. Putnam Kitely, no thank you. Not playing there. We just get rid of the unavailable players because we've got loads of players on trial still. Of course he's bloody suspended because he got sent off in the playoff final, didn't he? Pillock. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to have to play Ben Putnam Kitely in the left-hand side. This is why I need to sign those guys for the left. That was the one position. Annoyingly, I offered all those guys contracts at the same time, but only those ones I just showed you just didn't respond fast enough, unfortunately. That was like 3 days ago, so hopefully we do get them. I'm not sure. We'll figure that one out all the time. We'll try it like this for now. Blythe, Taylor, Owen, Shea, Wardley in goal. Obviously, there'll be some more changes potentially at the back line if we do get Lao, which would be nice. And I also want to try and sign a backup to Shea because we are a little bit struggling on that side. But right now, I think we have improved in general. And that's the main factor for me. Watch Scott Wardley now be a terrible keeper. Now, I think one of my scouts must have been reassigned or something because now I don't have an opposition report that actually shows me that. I only have an analyst report, or that actually could be might because we got the analyst. I need to switch that around, basically. The first game in the 7th tier, 6 new signings starting, which is actually less than I thought, although technically Lawson you could also count as one. We're going to spend much of the, oh my god, the kit clash. That's odd, considering the game knows, and I've set that all up. That's surprising, actually, that there's such a bad kit clash. We'll see what it's like in 3D if there's a goal. I mean, you can still sort of see. I just want to see what the new ball... Oh, God, wow. Wardley, I think, does get a little touch on that. Tottenham, I think, are meant to be quite a decent side, so this is going to be difficult for us all the way through. Having players that can really get about the pitch and use a lot of intensity will really help our pressing play, the likes of Kitely. That's another good ball in behind for Feeney, and what is the goalkeeper doing? I don't understand what sweeper-keeper means in those positions. That's the definition of where a goalkeeper should be coming out to collect that, and he's just allowed Craig Feeney through. Yeah, the kit clash is not quite as bad on this menu, but it's still pretty bad. It's a great ball through from Ben McLean, but the ball is practically in front of the goalkeeper, and he's just stood there. See, Shea O'Donovan would have saved that. Shea O'Donovan would have saved that. I'm just saying. Come on. We might need to have a look at takers and whatnot for certain things. Putnam Kitely's ball in, and it's headed at goal by Owen, but hey, that's good. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we lose our opening game of this division, because all ball through and Putnam Kitely whips it wide of the goal, but that's more like it. Bosler, they definitely look like a better quality of team than we've played in recent years. Mills, although we've beaten teams from higher divisions before, so we can't really say that. Mills, go on, son. He's gone all the way through. He might get in the box here and get the pen, perhaps. Whips it in, and Putnam Kitely heads it over the crossbar again. Really good chance. Well, half-time, we've been far from awful, to be honest. Had a couple of chances there for Putnam Kitely, and he's missed both of them, but he's getting into good positions, which is something. It's been a pretty even game. We just had a little bit of a lapse in concentration, particularly from the goalkeeper, unfortunately. I feel like much like last year, we're just going to grow into things slowly. Crawford flicks it on, cleared away, comes back to Bosler, get your blocks in. There we go. Oh, wow. What a save by Wardley. Okay, that's better. Use that middle. There we go. Elderkin's in a good position. Now finds Putnam Kitely on his correct side, and he's cutting through here. Might get the shot away. Wisps around the post. He is looking dangerous. From both sides, he has definitely created stuff tonight. Taylor! Over the crossbar again. I mean, we've created opportunities so far today. Wardley, okay, flick it, go long. There we go. Goes Putnam Kitely again, and we've got loads of options here. He's going to go alone. He's going to go alone. Go on, mate. Oh, and he saved it. Oh, God, the chance. We've really been decent. Taylor, that's better. Look forward. Williamson knocks it down for Smith. And Mills is in. One touch to set himself. And he's missed again. Oh, I don't know. That's just lower league football for you, isn't it, really? We should be equal right now. We've had some really good chances in this second half. Performance-wise, I'm far from disappointed. I actually think we've been pretty good tonight for the most part. Chance-wise, everything looks pretty solid. Give up a little too many chances in places, but Williamson's got it. 10 seconds to go. He's found Mills. Oh, surely not. He's going to miss again, isn't he? Ben Mills, he scored! 1-1 in the 94th minute. His first goal of the season. And Ben, well, we've deserved that. The second half performance has been vastly superior to the first one. All we did was we turned off work ball into the box this time. We were just getting caught up a little bit. This is a really good ball with the outside of the foot from Williamson, but I honestly thought Ben Mills had taken this too far. This extra touch, I thought he's gone too wide, but he slapped that across the goalkeeper. Keeper's wrong-footed, and we've got ourselves the equaliser away at AFC Tottenham, and that is phenomenal work. Lovely stuff. Not going to lose our first game in the league, and I'd say that's a fair result, frankly. They've had some chances, we've had some chances. We took ours towards the end, and Williamson again. Oh, I thought there was going to be another chance there. Tottenham won, Whitport Athletic won. Good result. Solid performance against, I don't know where these guys were last season. Let's just have a little look. AFC Tottenham. Last season, so I think they actually were promoted as well. So, I don't know. What does that really say, I suppose? Still going to be angry at them, because honestly, I think if Putnam Kitely has a better day in front of goal, we probably win that game. But Wardley made some top stops, which was nice to see. We've got a point on our opening day. That's all we want to see. Like, 3 relegation spots. I really don't think relegation is going to be a problem for us. I think our we've just got to be trying to head towards the playoffs, I feel like. If we could just get the match fitness up, start building the squad again, get a few more bodies in. We've still got plenty of wage budget, like $2,000 left. I've only really spent like 500-600 of it, because we got some extra money as well from the lower bonuses. Just a quick update there. Blackhaven United won 2-1 away at Matlock Town in their first game in the Northern Premier. So you'd expect that will probably continue for much of the season. I expect them to probably win the league fairly comfortably. And we've got to try and match them. And that's going to be really, really difficult. But I guess having to avoid playing them is something. Although I really did want to smash them. It's not going to happen this year, is it? Probably not even next, but we'll get there because they're going to be starting to really bring in the big signings because their sponsorship income is going to be going up and up and up. So there you go. The next episode, I'm thinking we're going to do Hayes and Yedding. Well, no, we're going to do Swindon Supermarine first, obviously. Then we're going to come back for the away game against Hayes and Yedding because they're currently top of the league, which suggests that they might be there come the end of the season. I don't know. There's a lot of games in between there. We've got Poole, Tiverton, Gosport Borough, and of course Farnborough. Lots of games in there. As long as there's 4 games off camera in between there, I think if we can take like 7 points from them, I'd be pretty happy, but it really does depend. I don't know where and what everyone is. And then obviously, episode after that, FA Cup first qualifying round. You know what's coming after that. That's going to be dope. So if you've enjoyed this episode and you're looking forward to the new season, and I really hope you are, drop a like on the video. That'd be sensational. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be dope as well. And also go follow on Twitch. I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays and sometimes at the weekend doing some Unial da Madeira stuff in Portugal. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Hold your gun. Capybara. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.